In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see everybody. Hope you are having a good week. I hope that if you had a rough week, I hope it's getting better. The weekend's here, so hopefully you got a job where you're off on the weekend and you're able to enjoy yourself. So here we are on Streaming Matters, episode 124, and we're going to talk about all kinds of different subjects, as well as the subjects that you might want to bring up. And if you're watching this on Facebook, you'll need to jump over to the YouTube page and watch it via that way so that you're able to add your comments over on the side chat. And then I'm able to see it. If you post on Facebook, I don't see it until after the show, and then it doesn't do any good. So let's take a look at who we got over in the side chat. Let me roll to the top. Let's see. Red 79, thank you for joining the show over there. Kevin, I will do my best to roll back and try to hit your question. Michael, nice to see you. Evelyn, nice to see you. Suhail, nice to see you. Eddie, thumbs up to you, bud. Prayers out to you, bud. Canuck Gal, nice to see you again. Stewart's in the side chat. Let's see, Crazy Canucks over in the side chat. Box Service, nice to see you over in the side chat. Thomas, nice to see you. Steve, one of our regulars watching all the time. Bob watching all the time, and I know that Bob sits down and he watches the ship because he was the guy that created that part of the intro there with the ships. So thanks to him for that. Roger, Daldum, nice to see you. Let's see who else is over here. Theodore, thank you for joining. Let's see, and as I roll down through here, seeing if there's somebody else I've missed. Terror, nice to see you. Tara, if you want to join the show, let me know. Hit me or hit Blue up on Telegram. We'll be happy to send you the link. DJ Themes, nice to see you. Celtic Lad, Beach, nice to see you. Shinobi, nice to see them, or him, I believe. So we got numerous people over in the side chat, so thanks for everybody joining in. One of the things I was going to bring up while I'm thinking of it, and this is early in the show, Blue is nice and fresh. She's all, new thoughts because she just got home from work, so I'm going to hit her with this. So has your device got the new update on Plex? Did you get the new interface? What changed on the Plex interface? Because for me, I didn't get a lot of change.
Yeah,
I don't add a lot of shows.
You know what? I wish you had have actually asked me to look into this before you asked me the question right now, because I know that there was some stuff internally, like in the settings that were different. The main thing that I saw, though, is your continue watching now integrates all the servers that you have. Before it would just be continue watching on, whatever server it was you picked for it. But now it's like you can bounce around all these different servers and watch stuff. And then to continue watching, they're all there now. So you don't have to go back into each server's continue watching. So that's really handy for me because I got 2 servers myself. So it's like I'm constantly back and forth between the 2. And then I'm always like, oh, why isn't it showing me and that's why. But now it does.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was that was one of the bigger changes, was about that continued watching. And as you said, about different servers. So for people that may not be as familiar with Plex, all right, so you can have your own server. And then if you have friends that have a Plex server, they can add you to their Plex server. But the problem is that when you're looking at the navigation on the side for movies, and so you'll have these different people's servers, like their movies, their TV, whatever, but each of them are separate. Where what Blue's saying is, so if you like, say you were watching it on mine, you watched a TV show from mine, and you had your own, and then you're watching from Blue's, you watched different shows from different servers. It will kind of give it to you all in one menu, like the Netflix continue watching. Whereas before you had to click on that particular server to see what you're continuing watching. Am I right with that? Because you had to actually click on that person's server.
You were able to initially, like, it's like when you first log into Plex, if you're first setting up your stuff, it'll ask you what's your preferred server. And then what it'll do is it usually puts whatever the categories are that are in that server on your main menu for you automatically. Now, if you want to go into somebody else's server, or if you have a second server or whatever, you would go in and you would pin that to home. And it would always grab, and you can also set though, like you could have continue watching on your first server. Then you could also do another category underneath it that was continue watching on your other server. Like you could set up your main menu. Well, not even like not the side menu, but the main menu, the home menu, to be whatever you wanted. You know, what's next up on deck, what's recently released, that kind of stuff. So you could do it, but it was it was a little bit more to do for you, because you would have to grab your stuff. You'd have to go in there and change everything. Now with the continue watching with everything, you don't have to do anything. Like it's handy. But I mean, yeah, and now too, like, so when you set up your preferred server, you'd have that stuff on the main menu, but you wouldn't have any of your other server stuff in there. You have to go down to the bottom where it says more, and then you would go into the servers, and do the old if you click to the left, there's 3 little dots, and you would say pin to taskbar. So then you can, and then you on the main screen, you can also move them up and down. Like I have my 2 servers movies first, like, so server 1, server 2 movies. Then I have server 1, server 2 TV shows. Then I have so you can customize it yourself. But the thing is, when you customize it, it only customizes it on that one device.
Yeah.
So if you have I have it on my PC, but I also have it on, say, my Fire Stick. So and each of the apps is a little different, what you can do and what you can't do, kind of thing. So it's I like the new change. I mean, I do need to read a little more on what the other changes were, because there was definitely more than just that one thing. But that's the most visible. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was one of the bigger things that I noticed. And I just happened, I'm sorry I sprung that on you. I knew I didn't need you. I wasn't wanting you to go through all of the Plex, but to kind of give it, I knew that those were some of the main things that had changed, was that continuing watching, which makes it a little bit easier when you have multiple servers. Now, if you just have one, well, then you're like, oh,
you wouldn't notice a difference.
Yeah, but if you're somebody like you or me that has
it's
friends,
it's kind of neat. Like if you think about it, think about it this way: if you had Netflix and Disney Plus and and Amazon Prime, and you're watching different shows on different thingies, this would be like the one place where you can continue from any of those. Like, that's what it feels like.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Hey, we got a question. I'm going to roll up through some of the questions, but Asha asked a question, and I think that we'll go ahead and hit this question. It's the first question. What's the stories behind your names? Now, I guess so they didn't watch the behind, what was it? Beyond the Streams with Next Level and Rojas. So I guess that I'll let you be first. Blue, where did the name Blue come from? For you?
I don't think, mainly Todd will tell you what's blue on me, honey.
Your eyes. They're very blue.
There you go.
And it is her favorite color.
It is my favorite color, definitely.
So it's simple thing. My name came from I was gaming with some buddies, and they were out of Boston, I believe. And I had a couple different names online. I was playing Call of Duty back, Call of Duty 3, I believe, on PC. I had a couple different names. I was going with Renegade with a 3, and I went with Yabble. And people are like, Yabble? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm a Yankee Rebel. And that's YA for Yankee and Rebel for BEL for Rebel. So it was like a Yankee Rebel, because I am in the South and I'm from the North. And anybody that is familiar with being from living in the South, anybody north of the Mason-Dixon line is a Yankee. And so that's, I don't care where you're from. If you're north of that, you're a Yankee. And usually if you live in the South, you're a damn Yankee. So I kind of said, you know what, I'm going to call myself Yabble. Well, one of the guys that I was gaming with says that's a stupid name. And he was
It
like,
is. It really
that's a
is.
stupid name. And I was like, okay. And so I was jumping around with names, and he came up, he says, so what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a butcher. And he goes, yeah, we're going to call you Butcher. Yeah, we're going to call you Butcher. And he had this Boston accents, which I'm probably slaughtering. And and I said, yeah, that sounds fine. He goes, no, you da butcher. Yeah, da butcher. And with that Boston slang. And from then on, I was da butcher. So it was a name that stuck. And I was like, I'm going to stick with that. So then it's really funny when people ask me, what do I do for a living? And I say that I'm a butcher. They're always like, no, you're not. That's really not your job.
He actually has a customized license plate that says the butcher. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So I saw Shinobi who said something about Plex having skip intros. Yeah, it's had that for a while. That wasn't in this new update. That's been around for a bit. I love that because that's one of my favorite things about like you still have to click it.
Yes.
It doesn't automatically skip, but yeah, it's just like Netflix. I love
and the other thing I like about with Plex, I like it when you go to the TV shows, and since I pay for Plex, when I go to a TV show, what does it start to do?
The theme song. I do. I love that too.
It plays like the theme song of whatever show that you're wanting to watch. The theme song will play for that while you're looking at the series.
See, Cody does that too, though, right?
Guys.
Like Cody, hi. Cody has a. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying hi to everyone. How's everyone?
Good. Hey, doesn't Cody have like a theater? It's not theater mode, but there's a theme mode. Or there's something, because I remember back in the day being able to get theme songs with one my TV shows on Cody.
I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing that. Maybe because I don't have anything in my library. Maybe if you add it to your library.
It might have been skin specific. I want to say the MQ series, possibly. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember that. And it actually, for some reason, it got annoying back then, but now I don't mind it anymore.
You could be right. I
could be.
You said MQ?
MQ5, MQ6.
Yeah.
That skin.
Most of those real heavy skin that was customizable.
Yeah, that might have had a setting that did that, because I remember doing that in Cody. So
I do remember the theater mode. And that was where the
and I don't know if it was called theater mode. It might have been.
There was a theater mode that they had created early on, and it was going to have those trailers. It was play a trailer before the movie. Remember, they tried that, and it didn't do a very good job at all. It was like it didn't really work. And it's funny because now we have add-ons that do it, and I still skip past it. It was theater mode. It would play a trailer before the movie would start, and then Destiny did it. And
see, Plex does that too, if you want to.
Oh, it does it? Oh,
yeah, it sure does, honey.
Oh, C-Man. So, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you guys? What's happening?
Doing very good. How's things down there? Any hospitals still staying open? You guys have any issues down there?
No issues here. All good.
No, Canada's just being a bunch of idiots now. We're apparently outdoing you right now.
I don't know about that.
Yep. No, we are. It's a fact.
It's hot down here. It was 85 degrees today.
Wow. We hit about 82.
I have no idea what that means.
That's like in 30s.
Ooh, yeah, no thanks. I'd melt.
Yeah, high 20s. Steve, I'll be moving. It'll be like in October, bud. Box Service says seems like a lot of the old Cody guys are coming back. I do see, I have been seeing a little bit of whispering, and a few people have been coming back that had walked away from Cody for a little while and are starting to come back. I'm not in droves, but I do think that some of them and a few builders and builders and some that had add-ons are starting to poke around with 19 and maybe coming back. We'll see. I haven't seen a lot of them releasing add-ons yet.
Maybe they just want to play with it, Python 3 stuff. Can I make one in that? Like a nice little, you know what I mean? Little project.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know most people that are involved in Cody, even when they leave Cody, they never really leave Cody. They always sort of have it in the back of their mind, working on new code.
Yeah, it's hard. Hey, hon, if you could send a link to TK
Okay.
if you would, please.
Yep.
And I wanted to go ahead and hit. I saw there was a question that Kevin had early on. I don't want to get buried with other stuff before I go into his question. Okay, so here's Kevin's question. Trying to get in quick with the 19. My wizard has a buildup of 160 meg of cache. It won't clear. All wizards I've tried the same. It starts with 50 megs of cache and has grown to 160. So, all right, so then he has something else. And then it says, after clearing all packages cache, I'm left with 160 megs. Is there any way of clearing that? Okay, so if it's a brand new install, so depends a little bit on how that's done. Sometimes builds or add-ons will pull in certain data that they kind of need. So there will be some growth that will happen that's not cacheable, not erasable or deletable content. Most of the times with cache, your cache is your fan art, your thumb images. What else, guys? Those are your two biggest things. Metadata, which that's about what the shows are about. So if you're on a say you're on a build that has like that Netflix look, you guys have seen it where it has like popular and trending. You're using a build or a skin that has all that little stuff. It's immediately going to grab all that art and throw it in there. So you are immediately going to have a bunch of thumb art cache right off the bat.
Exactly.
So that can lead to a little bit. So I will also say sometimes I think people are a little too aggressive on clearing cache. The reason why I say that is unless you're on a device that's very limited on space, and if it's very limited on space, maybe you need to take a look at some of the other items that's on your device that maybe you need to clear that out. But if you clear the cache, like most times it says before startup or whatever it says, or at the end of a unclosed shutdown. So you can set wizards up to do that. One of the downsides of that is that as soon as you boot up, it's going to take a little bit longer because it has to go out and grab all that art.
It's got to cache everything again.
It's got to cache it. Exactly. Got to cache it all in on your device. So that not only takes time and bandwidth and resources on your device to use that, it's also hitting those websites, TMDB, Tract, TVDB, whatever other places that you're pulling the art from. It has to grab that art. So clearing the cache constantly is not always beneficial for your build. Now, most builds will clear out after a certain period of time. It was like sets 30 days or whatever. So I'm not a proponent of saying, hey, clear the cache every single time.
See, Funsturb said that Kodi itself is 160 installed.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah, I would see that because it's what 80 megs zipped up.
Just grab a small build. Don't grab a big build with tons of crap in it. Grab what you need, or grab your own and just make a nice small, and it'll be fast. And yeah, leave the cache alone.
Yeah. That's my opinion. What do you guys think, TK or C-Man?
I was just going to ask you Plex experts there. How does Plex deal with metadata? How does it fill up a device like Kodi does? Like if you have Plex on there and Kodi on there, does it have its own built-in clear function, or is it actually building up your cache and you got to go in and put it under the app settings once in a while?
Hey, babe.
I've never cleared a cache on that.
Now, can you pull up your Plex and see how big it is? You know what I mean? You can pull it. You can look on your own, just look on your Nook and just nuke and see how big it is. I got to be careful. My words are all getting twisted up. And like, just curious. Instead of me trying to go through mine and take forever.
Oh, for Christ's sake, stop. Sorry.
So, all right. So, Kevin, thank you for and I think you'll be fine with that. Like I said, it does. I don't know what do you guys clear your cache on any of your devices on a regular, or set up a wizard that does that?
I don't even have a wizard on most of mine right now. I'll clear cache if I'm having issues, and sometimes it's just easier just to fresh install.
Yeah.
Because I don't, I only put 2 apps on there, right? So
I'll clear add-on cache every once in a while, but not clear all cache. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's not showing in an add-on. Just clear the add-on cache.
What's up, Stuart?
So I see.
Yeah, I don't even know where to look right now on Windows.
Okay.
For Plex. All I know is though that I have it on my Fire Stick too, and I had issues with my Fire Stick before, but it was only Kodi was really, really big, and it was causing me issues. Plex never has, and I mean I've added another server and I added a bunch more stuff to it, and it caches all my. But I don't know if it. I don't know how that works. I mean, it's got to, right? It's got to cache.
It's got to,
yeah. Maybe they just maintain it and it clears it automatically and doesn't let you. You know, maybe it's in the settings. We just didn't pay attention.
They do it really well though, too, right? Like it's really fast to pick up metadata.
But I guess when you think about it, it's one program, right? It's not like multiple add-ons that are each pulling in their own thumbnails and their own meta and their own. It's just one. It'd be like having one add-on, kind of.
Yeah, and this is a good point about clearing cache in the packages. I would be more concerned with the packages more than I would be like your cached images and stuff, because your packages, if you have a lot of add-ons,
it's just a zip your add-ons.
There's zips. So every time you get an update, there's a package that's on your device. Again, that can start to stack up if you have a lot of add-ons. I mean, some of it depends on how many add-ons you're running.
Well, when you think about it, right? You got the zip and you got the add-on.
Yeah.
You're like doubling up.
Yeah. And it just sits there for a while. That's the one that I always make sure whenever, especially if I set up a device for someone, I clear the packages. When I get done, I'm like, let me clear the packages for them because, that's a problem. So like most people say they're only clearing the cache when they seem to have a problem. I think clearing the cache used to be maybe an issue early on, back when we used to have devices that had almost no room.
Yeah.
Most people now, even with the small Fire Sticks, really, they have adequate space unless you're loading it up with too much junk. I was down to like 2 megs on my NVIDIA Shield. 2 gigs. Sorry. I was down to 2 gigs. And it was because I had 4 installations of Kodi. Now, one was 18, one was 19, okay, because I like to mess around with 19 just to test it. But then I had 2 or 3 other forks that I had installed just to test things, not realizing that they were on there. And then I had all these I had a couple different APKs. I'm like, why do I got this? I haven't used this in forever. But I would install them to test it and check it out. So that can be problematic too. So those are just simple little maintenance tools. You'll keep it out of trouble.
Yeah.
Stop playing with your package.
Andrew. Yeah, keep your packages below the camera. And there are a lot of add-ons that can be meta heavy or heavy media in it, but it's not so much add-ons except for Gaia. used to be a beast, or I want to say Elementrum. What's that?
Elementum?
That Elementum. That one is real big.
Well, and any gens back in the day when some of us would put a lot of our fan art directly in there.
Yeah, to make it quicker.
Or my thumbs, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So it's so that's got that going on. TK, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I'll give you a chance to give us a rundown. What have you been up to? I've seen you in a couple of chats on the side.
Yeah, no, I haven't been doing too much. I've been really busy at work lately, and barring that, I've been really getting into World of Warships. So,
man, see, I didn't ever get that. I was World of Tanks.
Oh, World of Warships, man, that's the way to go. It's addictive.
Yeah, World of Tanks. I played World of Tanks for years.
Lock up the wallet.
Yeah, it's a free. What do you mean? It's a free game, Terror. That's a free game.
It's free.
It's a free
Unless
game.
you want a tier 8 premium
Yeah.
destroyer.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
I did buy a couple tanks, and I was more for the gold to get the double XP. I was more that guy that bought the year so I could get double XP on the first win. You know how I don't know if they still do that. On your first win, you get double XP for your tank as well as your crew. So
yeah, they've got that too. You get like a 50% if you win a game after it gets to a certain status or something, I think.
Yeah, I'll tell people, anybody that is on PC, and I thought it was on Xbox, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh God, you're not taking over my Xbox.
No, I'd play it on the PC because I'm gonna tell you this: World of Tanks, and you say World of Warships. I tried World of Warplanes. I sucked at World of Warplanes. I could not get the whole. I couldn't wrap my head around the 3-dimensionals and being able to fly and all that.
Yeah,
but
they've got
the
aircraft carriers, and it's the same thing. You're trying to fly. I don't do aircraft carriers either.
But World of Tanks was 50. It was 15 on 15 tanks, and you got smaller tanks and bigger tanks in certain levels, and you battle on these humongous fields, or for you to be on the seas, and it was. I used to play with guys, and we'd do TeamSpeak or use other kind of voice things so you could tell people where you're at and do what you're doing. Very fun game, free to play. Free, but you don't play for free very long before you start buying equipment.
In purchases, basically.
Yes. Because, like I said,
they've got several economies. They've got an XP economy, a free XP economy, credit economy, and then there's also resource economies. And you can buy all that stuff, right? If you're short, or you go work for it. But who wants to do that? It's just way easier to buy it.
And then you could, and you could buy ships, but we used to be, there were certain tanks you could buy because, so they would have levels from 2 to 10 on your tank. And I mean, these are real tanks, like all over the world. There were different tanks, different countries. And then you could buy parts for each one that made them a little bit better. And you had a crew. So you had a crew inside the tank. So you had a driver, you had a gunner that would handle, and depends on the crew, you could have anywhere from, I think, 4 to 5 people were in your tank, depending on the type of tank it was. And as they did better, as you won and destroyed more tanks, you would actually get more. You would get more points.
Yeah. Blow by blow.
It's the same thing in the warship ones too. You got commanders, and you get XP for them, and as they get more experienced, you can give them more skills.
Yeah.
So like it might give you a longer, he might give you a longer range or a quicker rudder time or whatever. It's the exact same. And you can buy upgrades and modules for your ships. It's the same company, right? But
you can end up with having no money for fishing gear. Or?
No, I own all my fishing gear. I'm good to go. Oh, I had to stop. I bought 2 ships, and then it was starting to get a little crazy. I was into it for over $100 for sure, and I just okay, put the brakes on. And you can do it in the free side, other than if you want to buy a ship, you got to buy slots, and those you can only buy with money, And you don't sound like much. A slot's probably like $2, right? But when you own 30 ships, well, there goes $60.
Holy crap! But then again, I guess you're paying like Xbox games nowadays. They're like $100 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, for free, that the graphics on that game are phenomenal for free.
They're crazy.
I mean,
it's
they're beautiful. I mean, the better your device. So you can go the economy route and not spend no money and just work a little harder. What my son used to call the grind. You just do the grind to try to work through it. Yeah, it's all good, but good to see you around.
But I haven't opened Cody. Oh, I helped Sidekick a little bit, I think a week or 2 ago. And before that, it had to be at least 2 weeks before I'd opened it again. And I think I was helping somebody else, but really just Not been doing much. Plex.
You
know,
helped me.
been the way I've been doing it.
You helped me with some widgets.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I knew it was somebody.
Yeah, it's good to see you hanging around.
Oh yeah, it was a big part of my life there for quite a while. So
It's
Yeah.
addicting.
I'm
Welcome
more into Plex now.
to Beach. Welcome to Gaming Matters. Hey, this show we go all over the place. Just it is what it is on this show.
it is streamed.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did make a purchase, and the last bit of little touching that I'm gonna touch on gaming. I did. What, babe?
I thought, are you drinking right now?
Yeah.
Where's your device?
It's over there.
Damn it! We were supposed to do it before you started.
It was 0. I tried it before I just started.
Yeah, but you need.
So
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
so I bought. I don't know if any of you guys remember Command and Conquer: Red Alert. So
Yeah.
that was a real-time strategy. I think real-time strategy game. Build a base. Well, they've got a remastered version, which they upgraded to graphics to 4K. They smoothed everything out, changed the cinematics, made it look better, added more music to it. It was $8 or $8.50 for the game, and I bought it, and I was playing a little bit this morning. So it looks fun. I played it a little bit, but I kept killing Tanya. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I don't know what I was trying to. What the first mission, I killed her 6 times in a row. I couldn't figure out what they wanted me to do because it was only their base, and I didn't have anything to take over the base.
What the hell's Tanya?
Like a super soldier. She was like a super soldier, and I guess I wasn't supposed to get her killed. And she kept dying and kept saying, "Your Tanya's dead." And so probably what I need to do is like at the beginning of a mission, it usually tells you what you need to do. I don't think I had read that.
Oh,
I just
Hey,
thought I was supposed to go.
Did World of Tanks have the cone of shame in there
No.
too? If you shoot your allies,
Not good.
like me and torpedoes don't get along with my friends because I've torped so many of my allies. It's not even funny. And what ends up happening is you like for 6 games in a row, you're the pink guy on the map. Everyone's
Oh.
war. You shoot. Don't get in front of that guy. You don't give a shit.
Yeah, that was about the game. You didn't want to kill your own teammates. You don't go minus. It would give you a minus. So yeah, which you'd think, with a tank, but the shell takes time to get to its target, and depending how far away it's. But I was watching. Made me think of it. I was watching Fury right before the show.
Oh, I liked that movie.
Oh,
That is a good movie.
That was a very
Great
cool
movie.
tank movie. I mean, normally tank movies aren't very exciting, but that was cool.
very stressful because
Watching the actual battles was like, holy shit.
And it really makes you think about. We're so used to Call of Duty, which like just shooting like this. With a tank, and even with World of Tanks, it took time to reload. There was that timer that would go before you could find. And remember when they were in a battle, they'd shoot and then do this, got to load the shell. This, there's time, and so you're kind of a sitting duck.
So just so you guys know, Todd today in the discount bin at the store found a breathalyzer.
Nah.
So we thought we'd test it out tonight. He's gonna, after every beer, he's gonna blow into her and see what happens.
So I gotta
Where are
wait
you
10
at right
seconds.
now, Todd?
Just one.
No, but
That's
he
fine.
means blow wise, I think.
Oh, I'm getting ready to
Blow, Todd, blow.
watch your mouth. .03.
Okay, now what's the legal limit where you are?
.08.
Okay, that's good to know.
Holy smokes! One beer.
I'm telling you, here you
Wow.
can't have more than one.
That's
I think
one
ours
beer.
is like 0.04 or something like that.
Yeah, not even worth running the risk.
No.
Wow. All right. Well, I told Blue because I got it. It was in the market bin for $10.
Yeah.
And I thought, the other thing is I thought I'd take this when we go out with the guys.
Yeah.
Because when people are like, "Oh, I'm fine to drive,"
Yeah.
we'll see. So, and I want to see where I feel. I want to see how I feel. So, that must be the worst I've seen. Yeah. Yeah. Not real good at that. So, and Stuart says it's 0.06 in New York. Yeah. So,
0.08
so
here in Texas.
yeah,
Same.
0.08. That's 0.08. So we'll
It
see
used
what
to
I'm.
be
We'll see where I'm at.
0.08 here, but then they dropped it down to 0.04.
So,
Yeah.
a couple. We'll go ahead and start to talk about some of the news that happened this week. I'm sure if you guys saw, T-Mobile has went coast to coast with their coverage. So they hold on a second. Let me try to share my tab. So for $60, it's $60 a month up to 100 meg. No data caps. Skips equipment rentals. So $60, no contracts. So not a bad price, and this was with 5G internet service. So this could be a very good option for people that are in areas that your internet just sucks, and you're looking for an option that may be able to get you a little bit better connection. You can go to their website and actually do a scan or put your address in, and it will tell you if 5G is available in your area. So I think that that's a neat option for some people. I think $60 a month is pretty fair. And I love the no caps, the no data caps. So that's, for us streamers, that's going to be important, is not to get hit with some type of data cap. So so between you two guys and Blue, so what kind of internet and all that do you guys have? Speed and type of packages?
Mine's garbage.
I have 1 gig up, 1 gig down.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I got a gig down, and I think it's like 10 meg up. It's not very good up.
Yeah, I think I have 400. I went ahead and signed up for the 400 meg down, and I think it's 10 meg up. So
Yeah, because how often are you uploading?
not
Well,
often.
if you want to share your Plex, it's a concern.
Yeah, but that's your phone. We're talking phone, right? Not
No,
not your-
this is home.
Oh, this is your home internet.
Home
Oh shit!
internet.
Well, no, my internet at home is 180 up and 20 down, something like
It'd
that.
be
No, 20,
opposite.
100. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry, 180 down. Yeah. They actually
Yeah.
have the opposite, but they have one that's like one way or the other. But the weird thing is I had 120 down, and I just decided to go on through Cogeco, and I went on and they had 180 down for $1 less. I'm like, what the hell's that? Like, don't send out a little thing and say, hey, by the way, we can bump you up and save you money at the same time. So I was like lucky that I found it.
Yeah, it's DeBeach and his comments. A $10 breathalyzer is something I definitely rely on, kind of like a condom at the Dollar Tree. And well, for me, I'm just curious. It's more of a curiosity to see where I fall. And I told Blue, I said, what I should do is, I wonder if I could like go and swing by, have a couple beers, and then see a cop and say, hey, I've got a breathalyzer, and I want to test to see if it's
Yeah.
if it's calibrated with yours. Can I
the
blow in
easiest
yours?
way to do that? The easiest way to do that is just swerve down the road out of the beer garden. You'll find one quickly.
How you doing, Buttercup?
Yeah, not bad. You?
I'm doing very well.
I keep forgetting it's a dude.
Keep forgetting. All right. So one of the other items that I had written down here is Prime Day is been set for somewhere between June and July. If you guys remember last year, I think it was pushed back to October or something like that. Prime Day being pushed to June or July. Are you guys looking forward to Prime Day? And if you are, what would be one of the items that you would like to get with Prime? I'll go with Blue first because she's to my this way.
No, go somewhere else.
All right, I'll start with Terror because then I'm trying to make sure I stay in order. Terror, are you looking forward to Prime Day? And if you are, is there anything you would like to get?
Normally I would be, but after I discovered that stupid FAT34 system that the Amazon OS is using, so you can't really hook up any size of hard drive to it, I'm kind of thinking I might be steering away from that. I mean, normally I would be looking there for upgraded 4K sticks, and the other thing is the upgraded 4K stick really is just an upgraded remote. Mm-hmm. So I'm not too happy with that. I don't think there's anything I'm really looking to pick up. Not from Amazon anyway. If they had the Google device there, I might, the Chromecast or whatever, I might look at something like that, but can't get that at Amazon.
I think right now, I don't need anything either, but my daughter's Xbox, it's God, the game's so big nowadays. Her Xbox is full. She literally only have 2 games on it because she's got an older Xbox One. So I was like, oh, I got an external hard drive I can give you. But of course, you need a 3.0, and this one was older. It's a 2.0 USB. So I might maybe get her a cheap one of those.
Okay. Hey, on that note, since we're just bringing that up, let me go ahead and share something else for just a second, and I'll get back to you, Buttercup and Seaman. Okay. Since you mentioned that, just happens to be that I happen to see the WD 12 terabyte external hard drive, 3.0, 12 terabytes, $200. If you decided that you wanted to go as much as 16 terabytes, the price goes to $260, which is still.
And that is right now, though. That's not Prime Day. Do you think?
No, but you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna get much cheaper than that for a 3.0.
In other words, you're gonna get that for me really, really cheap and bring it up with you, and I'll just give her mine that I have attached to my Nuke. That's only 8 terabytes.
We'll talk about that after the show.
All right, honey. I love you. By the way, I love you very much.
I don't know about that. Wait a minute. I was trying to help you, and all of a sudden, this is all of a sudden.
She does not need 12 terabytes.
12 terabytes, $200, which is pretty good. I think I paid a little less than that with my 14 because I think my 14.
That's a couple thousand movies.
Yeah. Yeah. My 14 terabyte was 187. Took me 2 months to get it, but 12 terabytes, $200, which is a pretty decent deal. You might be able to find a little bit cheaper, but so for people that's looking for a hard drive, you may want to check out Best Buy. They have a few of these on sale, which I thought was a pretty good deal. So that was one of the items that I wanted to make sure to point out to everybody. Seaman, are you looking forward to a Prime Day?
You know what? I don't typically buy anything I don't need anything at this point. I had an Asus gaming system, the 5300 router and 3 access points for Wi-Fi 6, and the router crashed on me, and plus I wasn't getting everything out of my Wi-Fi. I wasn't happy with it anyway, but I got the Orbi 3-pack Wi-Fi system, and it blows it away. It's awesome.
Actually, Todd, and one of your favorite things is the mesh system that you have. I wonder if something like that'll be cheap when that comes.
That's what I have.
The TP-Link. I got the TP-Link mesh system, and
I have horrible Wi-Fi in my house. There are dead zones everywhere.
Mine says covers 7,500 square feet, and I don't have that much.
I got the Google Nest, and what a difference that made.
Really, eh?
Oh, huge. And they'll handle up to 200 devices. So if you're trying to automate your home, it's the way to go. I was, when I did it on my phone, I went from, I think it was 7 meg up to, well, now in here, I think I get 100. Well, I had a speed, I think it was 16 meg. It was almost double.
Okay, here's a question. What exactly is it? Is it a
It's a wireless router, basically.
Okay.
But it uses a mesh system, so you can buy extenders for it. Okay. Well, what I actually did, and it's not much more, just I got 2 actual of the routers. That the routers will allow you to have one Ethernet jack
Okay.
on it. And if you get just an extender, you don't get any Ethernet on it. So I actually hardwired 2 of them in my house in opposite corners. And like, it's all the way out in the street. I'm on my,
Holy crap,
it's everywhere in my garage. And like, once I got my 1 gig down, there isn't many places I can walk around where I don't get at least 200, and some places 500, 600.
Wow. Like,
Same
I mean,
here.
with me,
It's
I
crazy.
can't, I don't bother because, well, I'm not going to bother because Todd's going to be bringing all his gear with him. So it's like, I waste my money.
Yeah, I'll be bringing it. I bought it because I bought mine at Costco when it was on sale. I'm like, yep, there we go. And I only use 2.
What are you running? A
I'm
Nest
using the
as well?
TP-Link Deco. I think it's the.
Is it a mesh system or?
Yeah, it's a mesh system.
It is,
Deco
yeah.
X60. I think it's the X60. 3 points. It's got the 3 points. So I'm only using 2. But it works. I mean, the only thing is when I set mine up, the only issue I had was that I turned in my router modem that the cable company gave me, and I said I only want a modem. So that saved me like $5 or $8 a month, whatever it was. So when I plugged in the router to it, it was connected on my phone, but it would not see the internet. And I tried different devices. I tried different little units, and I was pissed off. I was ready to return it to Costco. And then I read you have to hook it up, unplug the router or your modem, unplug the modem, plug the modem back in, and let it set for about 5 minutes, and it will clear whatever's in there, and it will accept this router to it.
Oh, I remember how pissed off. I remember how
it took
pissed
like-
off you were when you
Yeah.
you couldn't figure out how to fix it, and then finally
Yeah.
when you did, it's like,
Yeah, because the light was red or yellow until then all of a sudden, after it set for about 5 minutes of just sitting there, all of a sudden, boom, light turned green. I'm
I
like,
think I had the same similar situation with the Google Nest too. When
What's
I
up,
first turned
Buttercup?
it on, I had some trouble.
Buttercup.
What's up,
You
Lee?
drive the famous like US road, yeah. It's Route 66. What do you call it? Route 66.
No, it's Route 66, and this is a
Right, so
router
why the fuck are you saying router?
because it's got an R at the end.
It's not, it's router.
Router. It's a router. It's a router.
when you got a
So-
paper boy, he does a paper route, not a
I'm
paper
doing
route
Route
here.
66. No, you're not doing Route 66, you're doing Route 66. You stick an ER on the end of Route 66. You've got Router 66.
Oh my God, somebody's been smoking a lot of ganja tonight.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm frustrated because I've run out.
Yeah, no wonder he's drinking beer. So, hey, Buttercup. So, are you looking forward to
Buttercup.
Amazon Prime Day? And is there anything that you're looking for? Maybe if you're looking forwards to it.
All I want is some more LED lighting, ambience lighting.
That's pretty inexpensive, though.
I'm in love with that cheapo China box. I'll tell you that right now. I'm in love with it.
Everyone's
$40
talking back of the TVs. It's all looking good. It's like we've got that now. It makes such a difference. You can watch shit on TV, but it looks good with all the lights behind it.
The only thing that
Yeah.
pisses me off though is why are Netflix and friggin' Disney, like, it doesn't work on those, which I get it's the DRM part, right?
Yeah.
But why don't they find a way around that?
I'll see. Mine plugs directly into the TV rather than the.
Thought we did have a way around that. I thought it was called Kodi and Plex.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes and yes.
Yeah, totally. Those work perfect. And I do. And the funny thing is, I mean, I have Disney Plus, but I'll watch like Falcon and Winter Soldier on my Plex because I want to have the ambient light going with it.
Yeah, I don't bother. I don't bother with the subs. I mean, there's nothing out there that I need a sub to get that I know of anyway.
Yeah, my lights plugged directly.
Although my wife still does pay for Netflix. I can't get her to stop.
I still pay for Netflix, and I got Disney Plus, and I've got Amazon Prime, and I've got, but I share it with friends and family who have Plex that don't have.
You're a true cord cutter.
I'm just a wonderful friend and family member.
All right. So Buttercup. Somebody asked, "How did you get the name Buttercup?"
Because some guy called Tordania decided to call me that.
Okay.
You made it up. No one else.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Was it me? Was I
No,
drinking?
it's only you that calls me it.
Well, I know. No, I'm looking at your name right there. It says Buttercup on your screen.
Right, someone has edited my name for StreamYard then.
Yeah, they have, because we're looking at it. It says right here, Buttercup. I mean, hey, I was just being polite.
Oh, it's TK then.
That's me.
Yeah, you done it.
I didn't do nothing, man. I get blamed for everything. You know that?
You called me your number one bitch. So now you call me Buttercup.
I did do that. Yeah, I'll admit to it.
Give Lee that breathalyzer.
No, don't.
Yeah.
I've got to drive tomorrow.
Let's see. Death Proof says he purchased a year sub on Netflix and eBay 4K multiple devices, $45. Well, yeah, and those could be gone in a minute. I mean, those, when you're buying, that's basically buying somebody else's subscription, unless somebody bought it, created it, and then sold multiple people access to it, I guess. But what? It's only allowed. You're only allowed what? 5 people on those accounts on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. So you can't have it so much. So unless they probably stole somebody's account information. Let's see. Hey, Penn, how you doing? TJ, nice to see you over there on the side chat. You see Cody Man over there. Nice to see everybody. Some people jumping in. Again, if you'd like to join the panel, if you hit me up or hit Blue up on Telegram, we can try to get you a link. One of the questions I had written down here for this week, because this past week, Godzilla versus Kong came on. What was your thoughts about that movie, if you've seen it? TK, have you watched that movie yet?
No, sir. I haven't, but I haven't watched it. I've heard, though, that it was pretty decent from people that have watched it.
Okay. What about you, Noir?
I watched the first minute and a half just to make sure it worked before we uploaded it.
So you haven't watched it?
Yeah, it looks good.
Find the time, man.
I'm not a fan of King Kong or Godzilla. I've never watched any of them ever.
Okay. Seaman, did you watch it?
I did. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, you have to take those movies for what they are. They are what they are. It didn't have a whole lot of plot, I didn't think, but we enjoyed it. I mean, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And
Not bad.
I think, Blue, are you back? Are you still gone? Okay, she's still gone. And we talked about this on the last Player Pass last week about that particular movie, and the consensus from everybody that had watched it was, if you just want to see it for the visual effects, the monsters fighting, the ambient lighting was really cool when you're watching that fighting scene there in Hong Kong. That aspect of it was good. If you go in, dig into the script and the plot and the acting, not so good. So you gotta know what you're going to watch, know what you're walking into to see that. So yeah, definitely not a great movie, but not a bad movie if you just kind of ignore all the acting and the storyline. You just you're waiting for the next fight scene or the CGI. The CGI is great. You know.
Yeah, but compared to what else we've had come out lately, which is
yeah,
not really anything.
yeah. Oh yeah, way to go, DeBeach. Sit down with his cracking on my Memento. Had to make him watch Memento. So, and then we have this week, Thunder Force just came out. Thunder Force showed up on Netflix. So we'll all be able to watch that if you're wanting to watch Thunder Force. It's got Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer. Is that who that
I
is?
watched it today. It's actually entertaining.
Is it? Yeah, it looks
Good. I'm
like
looking
it'd be
forward
fun.
to it. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna have dinner. So
Yeah. So let me pull this up.
What are we having, babe?
Swiss chalet chicken and shrimp and a Caesar salad.
Oh, you can keep that shit.
Uh,
You get some meat, like you want some proper like steak or something.
It's funny when she was eating steak the other day. I said, "So yes." She goes, "Yeah, we had steak for dinner." And I said, "What kind of steak?" She goes, "I don't know." I'm like, "You know, I'm a butcher. I like nothing.
No,
I like
what,
to
what,
know
what
exactly
actually
what cut."
exactly what I said was, you said what kind of steak, and I said, well, you know, steak.
Beef. It's beef.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Which
it was a
colour?
ribeye, it was a strip.
Sirloin, ribeye, strip.
So yeah, this is the
Mignon.
I don't even think I've seen the trailer for that yet.
yeah. It just hit today. It just released today. So this is part of what we have to watch Player Pass for next week. It was our current movie. So I'm looking forward to that. That ought to be funny. I mean, we're trying to do more current movies on the show, trying to stay with whatever is out at the time. So we'll see. We'll see how that is.
I'm gonna watch Romeo Must Die tomorrow again.
Who?
Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die. Not seen that. What?
Yeah,
What-
DMX, the late DMX.
Oh, now did
Aaliyah.
he really die, or are we still? Is it still fake? I mean, because
No,
I heard
he
so he
died.
did die.
He
Okay.
died today. It's got the late Aaliyah in it, who died on the speedboat at the age of 22, I think. And it's still got Jet Li, who's still going. It's a good film.
Okay.
They're blaming his death on the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
It's
But I
probably
don't
like
know.
20 kilos of cocaine or something.
Exactly.
It was a
Yeah.
heart attack.
The family said there was no drugs involved. If I had all that sort of money, yeah, then. it'd
Yeah,
be
he's
a
already
fucking
had
job.
issues.
Curious, has anyone watched that Chaos Walking yet?
No, that was one of our choices that we were thinking about watching this past week. It just didn't get enough votes. So have you seen it?
Nope. I haven't,
Anybody-
but I haven't watched it yet.
Chaos Walking, anybody in the panel seen it?
We watched it. We enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Okay. So yeah, that was that was one of the options we had. DJ, nice to join the panel, sir.
Thank you for letting me jump in, Todd. Thank you. very
Yes, yeah. I try to sometimes when people message me on Telegram, that's why I usually try to have a co-host. And hey, thoughts out to Alban. He had to go to the doctor today, so he said he wasn't going to be able to be the co-host today. So I was like, I try to give that off because a lot of times if I'm doing this, it's hard for me to, because I have two different browsers.
Yeah.
Because this runs well on Chrome, and I do everything on Firefox. So
Yeah.
if Firefox is like my other browser was just sitting down. So yeah, I was thinking about watching the Chaos Walking, and that is on our list. And if it doesn't make it in the next week or two on Player Pass, I might just have to watch it.
Mhm.
Good
And there's
movie.
another movie. There's another TV show. Excuse me, Them. Did you guys seen the previews for Them?
That looks really good. I haven't watched it.
I haven't seen any previews yet for it.
It's
like-
actually. I'm sorry.
It's
Go
a
ahead.
zombie movie.
No, I think it's from the same director of Us. It looks. Remember the movie Us?
Hmm.
It looks a lot like that. I think it's the same. I think it's the same director. It had the same look.
I won't be watching it then.
Yeah, I don't know. Us. It was to me. It was all right. I mean, I'd give it like a 4.5. But I don't know. The TV show looked interesting.
I'm just
When I
not
think
into
Us and
horror
Them,
stories.
I'm thinking Pink Floyd, Us and Them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
I'm not into horror movies or horror TV shows. I can't
All right.
stand zombies. I'm up to here with zombies. When it comes to computer games, it's zombies.
Oh, I can't get enough zombie movies.
First-person shooter games, they're all full of zombies just lately.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I play Fortnite.
Oh,
Hey, how can you play Fortnite? You're blind.
I just sit in a bush with a sniper rifle. I let these little kids build all these like amazing like buildings. That's like well good. And I shoot them in the head.
hey, I played Fortnite. It's just too hard building. Canuck Gal, I just watched The Wall for the first time last week. So Canuck Girl, what did you think? You really need to see it a couple times because it's kind of like Memento. A little bit confusing until you've seen it a few times and then you can put all the pieces together. I've only seen it probably 8 or 10 times.
Which movie? The Wall.
The Wall. Pink Floyd,
Pink
The Wall.
Floyd.
Yeah. Roger Waters. The actual motion picture. I loved it.
The original with Bob Geldof in it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, and it really, I don't know. I like Pink Floyd music, and when I think of that soundtrack, I mean, that's one CD I can put in, and I only skip about 3 songs on that double C. It's a double CD thing, and there's only about 3 songs that I skip. The rest, I can listen to one song, right to another. And when I'm listening to the song, I'm actually picturing the movie or what was happening in the movie when that was happening because I've seen the movie enough times. Good for stoners.
Nobody you think they built a bomb.
And look at Gene says Memento was great. Memento is a great movie. You just need to see it a couple times because it's confusing the first time or 2 you've seen it until you put all the pieces together. Great things. WrestleMania. So how many of you guys are going to watch WrestleMania this weekend?
Not me.
Yeah, yeah, I probably won't be watching it.
Okay. DJ, you going to watch WrestleMania?
No.
I know Blues.
I might watch the replay, but I won't sit there and watch it live.
It's fake as fuck.
It's just fake.
It's entertainment. It's great entertainment, like for like youngsters. Youngsters like believe it's real, just like Americans do.
Oh man!
It is fake. It is, yeah.
Well, it's not. No, it is not fake. It is choreography. There is some choreography to it, but it's not fake. People do get hit. People do get thrown around, and that stuff is real. But there is some plan.
Stuntman. End of the day, the stuntman.
So
it's
all right.
It's a multi-million pound, multi-million dollar business.
Yeah.
And it's famous, but it's so comical.
Yeah, I don't watch much wrestling. We down in the South call it wrestling. I don't watch much wrestling except for WrestleMania. Sometimes they'll grab my attention because they bring in like those old school guys that I like. When they bring in Jimmy, when I see Jimmy the Superfly Snuka, and when I see Ric Flair, and I see Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and when I see and when I see the Bushwhackers or the Road Warriors or Rock and Roll Express, when I see those guys come out, that's the part I like. I don't really care too much. I do like to see The Rock come out or Stone Cold come out, and they'll do their couple minutes of banner and maybe a little rustle around, and then they're done because they're like, oh, it's time out, guy. I'm not used to this no more. But the rest of it, I'm like, who's this? You know, when I'm watching a fight, I'm like, who? I don't know who this is. I don't know who either one of these two fighters are. So I enjoy the Hall of Fame, and I enjoy the banter of the old guys, because that was in the 80s. I watched, in the 80s, I watched WWE, NWA, WCW, Texas Wrestling. I watched all that stuff back in the 80s. So
Legion of Doom.
You
missed that one. You missed that one. The
What?
good old
National
Undertaker. You can't beat
Undertaker, to me, I never really, he was WWF, which is now WWE. I was never Undertaker guy. I was never a WWF guy. They were okay. To me, they were a little too flashy. I wasn't a Hulk Hogan fan. And Undertaker, to me, I massive respect for him, but he just wasn't the athlete or the I know that he is an athlete, but I just didn't get into his wrestling. Ric Flair, I enjoyed watching Ric Flair because Ric Flair was theatrics. He was over the top. You either hated him or you loved him. And like he would say, hate me or love me, you're here to see me. You know, I'm the best thing going today. And it just fun
Ric
to
Flair
watch.
was like, Granddad, put your clothes on, we've got guests coming round.
Yeah. And he would, if you guys want to watch something great, watch the ESPN 30 for 30, the Ric Flair special. If you're a wrestling fan, you have got to see that Ric Flair interview, and they talk to different wrestlers, and you actually see where Ric Flair started and how he came through, and the people he had to work his way from nothing and work his way up to being one of the top guys. And I mean, all the wrestlers would say he made whoever he wrestled, he made him look better, because when Ric Flair would take a hit, he would, he would act like it was the most massive hit he's ever, had on his body. So
yeah, but Ric Flair would have nothing on Giant Haystacks, though, would he? Would he, DJ?
No.
Nah, see.
Same with
Giant Haystacks, like, what are you on about? Who's Giant Haystacks?
I don't even see. Wait, all right, so Death Proof says UK had Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks. I mean, we had Andre the Giant.
And we had Davey Boy Smith, who with his twin brother became British Bulldogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was part of they were British they were the two brothers.
Davey Boy Smith started with Big Daddy back in the day.
Oh, okay, all right. But yeah, Four Horsemen, which was actually, I want to say it's about 6 horsemen, or 6 or 7 horsemen, because they swapped out pieces over the years. Yeah, so the Four Horsemen, and I enjoyed all that stuff. But that's going to be on this weekend. Why I was bringing this up is for you folks that have Peacock. If you have the Peacock service, that will actually be streamed to them for free if you have a Peacock service. So it's Saturday and Sunday, so you'll be able to watch it both days. All the events, they stretched it out for 2 days instead of it being a 4-hour event on Sunday. Now it's maybe 2 and 2. But Saturday and Sunday, Peacock will have that. I'm sure numerous add-ons are going to have it. Do you guys know any add-ons that are probably going to have it?
What do you think?
Go to Mike.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. So yeah, GoTo will probably have it, and there'll be numerous add-ons that have the free links for, especially for sports. You'll be able to find it. So you guys check that out. That will be available on numerous places. So if you find one add-on's not working, you may want to jump to another one. So kind of have your ducks in a row to kind of check out the different things. And most of those big add-ons will have multiple links. So if one link doesn't work, and if you have 19, there's
if you have 19, GoTo won't work.
yeah. So I'm thinking on 19, there's Apex. There is
Cloud9.
Cloud9. Thank you. Hold on a second.
Sports
Hold on a second.
HD.
Sports HD, which is that may or may not have it because of the scraper he pulls from. TV One will be another one that does a really good. It has a lot of channels. That Sports Awada, which I've not used. Sports Awada, the Apex Sports, Sports HD, Free. That one that's called Free. That may have some links to that. So. Those would be some places that I would take a look at. Didn't the boys had a live section? I think that they had one of their playlists had a live sports section. I can't off the top of my head. I can't remember who it was. So take a look. You'll probably be able to find it. It'll be in a couple different places. But it'll be out there available. Stuart says TV One is awesome. I was actually very surprised on how well TV One worked. Very well. And did I say Apex Sports? Yeah.
Go-To will have it.
Yeah, yeah. Go-To will have it. But I was the ones I was mentioning there was all like the 19s.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Go-To's gonna have it. The Crew's gonna have it. Several other of the big boys of 18 will. Canuck said Wasteland and boys. Maybe it's Wasteland. I know one of their sections had a sports section. I just can't remember what it is. So apologize for that. The other big event for the weekend, UFC is tomorrow. And I'm not sure which UFC is that this weekend. It's a pay-per-view, isn't it, guys?
God, I haven't even looked. I should have a look right now.
Is it 161? Yes, 161. You got Usman versus Masvidal. So, and then you got Rose. Rose is fighting Zhang. So that's going to be. So those are two big fights. Actually, there's two big women fights. Hall versus Weidman is another big fight. Anthony Smith, and Jimmy Cute. That's actually going to be a really good card. All right. I apologize. That is not this weekend. That is
no. I was going to say
24th. That's the 24th. Yeah, that's the 24th. And I'm trying to let me roll back.
April.
So
10th.
tomorrow. Yeah,
yeah.
I have to roll back. So let's see. Tomorrow. ABC. Oh, this is on ABC tomorrow afternoon. Oh, this is tomorrow afternoon. I won't be able to see it. I'm looking through the card.
To see if there's Smiley, Sam Elvey will be fighting.
Mike Perry, Mike Perry, wasn't he mullet man? He had a mullet for a while.
I don't know, but he hits like a Mack truck. He just gets in there and goes.
Yeah, he's just gonna swing. So, all right. So this weekend, maybe not the fights to watch. Last weekend, or the 27th, was not last week, the weekend before, the Stipe and Francis Ngannou. That whole card, if you're a UFC fan, go back and watch. That was UFC 260. Whew, that whole card was good. I mean, the whole card was really, 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 really good. So definitely worth watching. The Crew, I get asked about this every show. The Crew, no. They are not planned. They will go to 19. They don't plan to do 19 right now. They said they will go to 19 when it's 19.6 or no, 19.2 is what they said. Expect them. Is it 3? Okay, because I knew that it was a ways down the road. They said they will go to 19, but they're waiting for all the bugs to be worked out. So yeah. So this
70.6 still works perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so DeBeach says it's Mad Titans. Thank you. Let's see. There was another. DeBeach says, watch The Dark Side of the Ring. I saw that available on somebody posted that. I actually thought about watching that. And if you guys you guys all say you don't watch wrestling. I saw Ric Flair once. I actually saw him fight Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I saw him fight, and I saw most of you guys don't know that. So I hit that. I was on point with Dusty Rhodes there, and I actually saw the Road Warriors fight the Midnight Express. I think is who they fought, and that was a good paper. I think it was like SummerSlam or some shit.
Oh, I hadn't
So-
heard that name in a long time.
Mhm.
Midnight
Yeah.
Express.
Yeah. I watched. It was in a cage match. It was a cage match too. Road Warriors won it, and actually, Dusty Rhodes beat Ric Flair in that thing. So got that going on. Another question that some people have asked me on a couple rooms. Cellar Door TV is working on a 19 build. He said it's going to be great, but he didn't give me any timelines, didn't give me any no indication of when it's going to be released. He says, but it's going to be great. So I know that there's been some people asking me about Cellar Door CDTV. Is it going to be 19 ready? So he's working on it. So it will be out when it's out. Oh, the mouth of the South. See, if you guys, there was some times. Remember when I remember I worked with some guys when WCW and WWE were like in this competition of who was going to win on Monday nights, and we used to at work there was a handful of us that would watch it, and we would almost all of us were WCW guys, and we would watch it, and then it was especially WWE would always take it to the limit. Remember the puppies when the old famous Moolah, or one of them, and that wasn't Moolah, it was the other one. She showed her puppies right there live on Monday night. Not something you wanted to see, because it was more like it was in her belt. Because when she went like this, not such a pretty sight. But it was right there on national TV. I was like, no, he didn't. I don't know how they got away with that. Monday Night Wars. Monday Night Wars is on GoTo and Friends. So we're going to go through what other items, anybody else got any projects going on? DJ, I see you worked on some themes.
Yeah, I've done a couple of things. I think I've got some new ones coming out soon. Not me, not on my wizard at the moment, but I've done a couple of themes for a couple of builders, and I believe they're going to be released soon. So I've still got stuff I've got to finish off myself. I never seem to have time to sort of put stuff down and work on stuff that I've been working on. I'll make the time in the next couple of sort of like days. But like I say, everything that I've done so far has been released on the Wizard for 19. So other than the two ones that I've just done for two separate builders. So, and I believe that they'll probably be released in the next couple of days by the actual builder themselves. So,
and didn't you release Sons of Anarchy last week or week before?
The week before, yeah. I did release, actually, I think I released Film Noir. Not yours, Lee. Not yours. That's your personal one.
I'll still that one sitting.
I released one called Film Noir, which is a bit like a sort of like 40s, 50s sort of like style. And I actually took all the colour out of the pictures and put colour where I wanted it.
90s, 50s gangster.
Yeah, yours is. And I'm trying to think, because I released. Oh yes, I released Captain America onto 19 as well. So, and I think I released it on 18 as well. So, but that's the only ones that I released recently, and people can actually see them on Cody app site. So,
okay,
all the info is there. The only other thing that I did do a file link store yesterday, just with some, like say, Cody 4K PKs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's available if people want to actually go ahead and just download a couple of forks. use 19 and 18.9 in there. So, and use, like you say, use a couple. Use mine, and I've added Seaman's as well. So I've added heavy metals, which is 18.9. So if people want their fork adding, just let me know and just chuck me the fork and I'll add it.
Okay.
It
Look
just
at
makes
this, Dad. Nobody believes in you. What's going on? Where's the
I know.
love?
But I'm quick. I'm quick though. I'm quick and nimble.
My bill's
So
still on that. My bill's still on TK's Nox skin. Terror.
yeah.
That's a
nice
good skin.
Great skin, Matt.
Still using
That's
it.
that's all I use. I use Terra Light, so for my main stuff, and I still use that on 19.
That's good to see. Good to see it getting carried on a bit.
So
It's not
Buttercup,
fucking
you got any
it's not
project?
broken.
Buttercup, you got any projects you're going to work on this weekend or this week? Anything you got going on?
I am delving more into the add-on side now. I'm going to quit building, I think, quite shortly. Because I've not updated my build since last year. Every add-on still works for me.
Mhm.
So it maintains itself. So I'm going to help out the boys within the add-on now. Because a lot of us now, personal life's taken over, and some guys ain't got time.
Yeah.
And nice. And once the weather gets nice, we always see once the weather gets nice, a lot of developing, a lot of things happen, a lot of it dies down in Cody because everybody's going out and doing stuff with their family.
You need to have a lot of Scottish people within your team, because their weather's never nice, so they're like constantly.
Yeah. If you get a
We've just like recruited another guy to help out with the US Canadian side of sports, because it's getting your sports is immense. Your everything like it's like, and it's
well, it's because we also care. See, in the U.S., we care about college sports.
yeah.
So, and I mean, that was one of the things when Blue and I've talked about. And she's like, we don't care about college sports, and I'm like, oh man, college basketball, college football. What you know? That's big shit around here.
Do you like hockey?
No.
We're doing
You better. That's all I can say is you better learn hockey. That's all, and you'll have your fill of sports.
Yeah, he doesn't need to watch hockey. That's okay.
Oh, if you're coming to Canada, my friend, you got.
Not if he's coming to my house, he doesn't. He's good.
We just recruited another guy.
Shame on you, Blue.
That field of it, because it's just too much. Because we only have two guys covering that.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's too much for them, especially like when you got your own family to deal with, you got work to do with.
And people burn out.
Yes.
Yeah. It's great to start with.
Yeah.
Your real life's like there as well, and it's hard.
Yeah, that's what people understand. You know, like we've talked about making a build or doing an add-on. Everyone's so pumped up when they first create it and they first do the few updates, and then after about a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, it's not so much fun. After a while, you get to be like, enough of this every day.
I think I enjoyed it for about 3 years. You know, I was trying to do an update. As soon as I push an update out, I was working on my next update straight away.
Mm.
I want to make it better. But now, I use select add-ons, which I know are going to stick around, and I know it can stay maintained for at least half a year.
Yeah.
With nothing breaking.
But that's the idea. You gotta, if you pick the right add-ons and not try to grab every one that the first one hits this one's brand new, I gotta have it. No, you don't. Find out if it's even gonna last.
It's like I'll have a couple of gens. I'll tell you, I use Asgard. go to main two gens. Then I have sports bars. I have Rising Tires, Luke, Torque, the Motorsports. That's it there. Then I'll only have one scraper add-on, which I use Shadow, is in my build. So what's the point of having like three things doing the same thing?
Yeah, of course.
You need one. So buy them.
Yeah, but you know what people are like, Lee?
I dropped all kids. I've dropped all music out of it. No one really watches music through coding anymore, I know, because you can just put your Alexa on for that.
Well, that's the smart way, and a lot of builders are all the time chasing it. And again, that's usually I don't want to say not always, but it's usually your builders that haven't been in doing it for a while, because you get to the point you're like, no. Oh, hey, just as an update. So my second beer, I have a 0.04. 0.04.
What were you last time? Were you 3?
0.03, which I think is because I took it so quickly after I drank the beer.
So
It says you're supposed to wait 15 minutes.
Well, are you even over 100 pounds?
Oh, wow.
Does he weigh over?
Ouch. Ow.
Not much.
Sure.
Oh, TK, his next test is going to say he's pregnant.
I'm pregnant, Mom.
And Blue's going to be doing like the announce.
Yeah, Blue's gonna be saying, "How did that happen?"
I'd be happy to say I knocked that bitch up.
Wait, and your first kid, you're in a boy because you're blue, because it's quite blue. You go.
What the? TK, what are you working on other than World of Warships?
His abs.
Just work. It's the busy time of year for me. I take care of turnaround, shutdown work. So this time of the year, they shut a lot of our equipment down, and we do a bunch of maintenance.
What kind of stuff, TK?
I work in the oil and gas field.
Oh, okay.
So we shut down all of our major processing facilities and go in and do regulatory inspections and cleanings and make sure everything's working right, make sure all the safety equipment's still working correctly, and fire back up again.
Awesome.
Hey,
And everything with COVID going on?
Easter eggs. Who else closes down apart from Easter egg factories this time of year?
What?
Easter eggs.
I think somebody needs to get muted for a while.
Easter egg season's done. I'm going home now. Easter eggs are done.
Yeah, it's changed our work environment quite a bit. The one good thing about where we are is everything's in a skid or in a building, and everything's separated, right? So it's not like you've got 100 people working in a warehouse or something, or even in a tight space, right? It's spread out, and we just follow the same rules. If you're working with somebody within 6 feet, you got to have a mask, and we try to keep cohorts together, so guys traveling in the trucks and stuff, they stay in the same groups. Bit of a bubble. We try to get them in camp if we can, just so we can control the bubble if we have to.
Smart.
Yeah, it's COVID. It's affected everything everywhere for sure.
This is going to be around for the next 2 years at least, wearing masks.
I'm actually okay with it. The funny thing is, my mom said next year during the winter, she's going to wear one again anyway, because she didn't have the flu, she didn't get a cold, she didn't get anything. And every year we get one or the other. So
just hopefully that doesn't bugger up our immunities from other stuff, and we start coming out again and everybody's sick because nobody's got any immunity.
Just decide your own line.
So are you selling those online, Buttercup? Can we order those online or something?
I thought when I first saw that, I thought it was a banana hammock. I didn't realize it was a mask.
I don't know if it's big enough.
Oh God.
C-Man, are you working on anything right now?
Oh, just staying busy. There's only 2 of us that do what we do, so we're always busy, and NAR's extremely busy at work right now, so We're,
Sue, man, you in bed still?
excuse me?
You always sound like you're laying down somewhere. Like you're just like so relaxed. And you're like, yeah.
I am relaxed. Come
Are we
on.
frozen?
Mm-mm.
Grabbing shit. Like from my
No,
bed.
no, I'm staying busy, and you know I have so many builds I keep maintaining too. So just keeping on, but you know you're right about it. It does get to the point where you get a little burnt. I'm a little bit at that stage, but
Yeah. Hey, I do like this for George. George did mention here. Good results of masks. It's not all health related. Ugly people look okay. And have you noticed that? Like, as long as your eyes, if you got like halfway decent eyes, it's like,
Don't even
ooh.
go there. Don't even go there.
It's like honestly. Then there's the flip side to that too, and I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. Sometimes when you see somebody and they're wearing sunglasses and they look hot, and then they take them off, and you're like, ooh.
You're a man.
I don't like the fact that you can't read anybody. You don't know if they're smiling or mad. Like you get no facial expression, so you don't get any feedback on when you're talking to someone.
Well, honey, if you ever talk to me, you can just watch for the little crow's feet. If when they get all crinkly, it means I'm smiling.
Or gritting your teeth.
I hate you.
If she's got a glass of wine in her hand, you'd probably say anything to her.
I don't even know if she's laid off the wine.
I haven't had any since I was at Todd's in December. January.
I'm a bad influence.
Yeah.
You're on the vodka now.
No, nothing. I'm just not in the mood. I think when spring hits, I'll probably have a glass or two after work. But no, I haven't had any in months. I'm just figure. I didn't normally drink. I drink on Todd's show, and that's about it. Because
so you're saying marriage has damaged you?
No, it's turned me into a non-alcoholic.
Please don't be a stick in the mud.
Oh Jesus, we both know that's not true.
As he's sitting there necking beers, you're not drinking tonight.
No, she likes the wine, so I know. So yeah,
I don't like the headaches though.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, honey. You got me that contraption.
That's the best part. Having a headache in the morning is a sign of a good night.
He got me this thing, and it's called like an Ulo, I think, and it's a filtration system for your wine. You get these little packets that you put, and you pour your wine through it, and it takes out the sulfides. And in all honesty, no headache when you use that. It actually works.
Yeah, it does.
The best thing to do is before you go to bed, you drink a pint glass of water, rehydrate your body, and go to bed.
I've tried that. It doesn't work for me. I actually usually have a headache before I even go to bed. So
no, you're supposed to drink it, not just put it by your bed.
Oh my gosh, it
doesn't work like that. It doesn't like it's just like
for osmosis.
Let's see. So I was looking to see if anybody had any questions because we're about an hour and a half. So we'll start rolling it, kind of wrapping it up. Give it because we know how Dabs is about shows. It takes 20 minutes to wrap this up anyway. So.
Oh,
you guys have any questions?
This is your show. You're allowed to do whatever. Player pass, little different rules.
Yeah.
Not like your 50th birthday. There's like 3.2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That was a fun time.
Let's just try watching you get off the floor in that snowman outfit.
Think about this. My next birthday might be up there in Canada. So who knows what'll happen then because I won't be going nowhere. I'll be like right there. I won't be working the next day.
We have strip clubs in Canada, and I think they're a little more liberal than the States.
Yeah, we have one that's literally like 4 blocks away from me, so he's all set.
We can walk. I can walk home.
Yeah, you can. It's a highway though, so be careful.
I know. It was that was one that was like on the bottom floor of a two-story building.
Second floor. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. All right, so hey, Eddie. So questions. I was actually going to mention this last week, and thank you for bringing this up. So there was a thing where they talked about the TV database was going to go to API 4, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was API 4, which was going to, if you had a API in TV database, once they went to version 4, your API would not work. basically everybody had to get their own API. So most add-ons were moving away from them because to expect every end user to enter or to sign up for a API and you had to sign up, you had to pay for that API was pretty unlikely. So most moved, or most have moved, I'd say probably half have moved away from TVDB and the other half have kind of been dragging their feet on it. TV Database actually postponed their March timetable to October, if I'm not mistaken. So they've pushed their rollout of version 4 to October. So what they're hoping is that more developers of things will be ready for that time. So that may happen a little bit longer. So if you've been using some of the add-ons are still using TVDB. So they have a little bit more time. But I know a lot of add-ons have went through and changed code to not use TVDB. And that fixes the problem. If you're not using TVDB, it's not even a problem. Some add-ons never used it to start with. So thank you, Eddie, for that question, because I actually meant to mention that last week that timetable was pushed back. I think that, in my opinion, I think that TVDB sees that not enough people are signing up for their subscription membership, and all these services or websites, whatever, are going and saying, you know what, screw you, we'll go to TMDB. We don't need you. And I think that that's probably why TVDB says, whoa, we'll give you more time. We'll give you more time, because they want the traffic. I mean, the traffic's a blessing, it's a curse and a blessing, because they want the traffic, but so they can get some ad traffic and then ad revenue. But the traffic also pulls data, so they're probably trying to juggle the two. Plus, I think that they're looking to try to make some money.
Yeah.
Of course, who doesn't?
Exactly. I mean, it costs money to keep that stuff up, you know?
Yeah. Well, they've kept it up for years and years and years, and all of a sudden now.
Yeah, well, but then again, Cody's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and more add-ons are pulling from it. And you know how we started out with our add-on on like a little baby server, and then we had to go to a bigger server, and then even what was even too much for that. And it's like, it costs more money. They need more servers. They need more, I don't blame them for that. Like,
you go dedicated.
Yeah, dedicated server. I mean, the thing with dedicated servers, and certain add-ons have to go to dedicated servers, because people don't realize especially if you have a playlist add-on, people don't understand the hammering of a server and
all the XMLs that are on there.
Yeah. And if tens of thousands of connections over and over and over and over and over, it's like, so yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it's happened to us. It happened to, I think, Ezra as well at the same time, because we're both using a certain person.
Yeah.
And it's shared at the time.
Yeah.
Then it's like, go dedicated. And that is, so far, touch wood, it's been alright for 2.5 years now.
To make a note to watch CBC in the news of the recent Canadian immigrant found dead in the snow with a $10 breathalyzer question. I said I only blew a .08. The beach, I swear. Oh my gosh, he's a mess. Hey, I swear to you, last week when he wrote on his hand, he says, so I said, if I ever fall out of my wheelchair, I've got never watch Memento again.
Yeah. And then he added the other one too.
Yeah. And then, yeah. Or Godzilla versus Kong. So yeah, good times. All right, so we got that DJ. All right, C-Man, you got any projects that you're working on? Anything that you're knocking out or coming up?
No, just same on. Like I said, just two of us, so we stay busy all the time.
Well, we appreciate your work. We appreciate the work, and I say that in every video that I do, because the work I think it's people don't realize how much work goes into builders as well as add-ons, and I don't care if people slam on just playlisters. Playlisting can be a pain in the ass. I was a person that took when I had my add-on, I went the simplest route, and I'll be the first to admit it. Went simple route with tracked lists and IMDb, TMDB lists. Simple. And it becomes a hassle. And I can't imagine these people that are working to keep direct links and this and that. Oh my gosh, that work that goes into it. So massive respect to all the people in the community, because we need multiple add-ons. And I said this a couple years ago, Blue, when we first had our issue with all the add-ons going down. It's so much better when we have lots of add-ons, because the more add-ons, the better, because you don't need everybody using one or two, because if that one or two goes down, it's a problem.
I think in this past year, add-ons have become more stable than what it used to be.
I agree.
It does seem like it too. A lot of them have been around for quite a while now. It's good.
Yeah.
And a massive shout out to Asgard Boys, because I love their add-on. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. I was talking about what add-ons that I use, or what I would suggest for 19. And I tried not to knock. I wasn't a knock on anybody, but I was like, hey, this does good for this. This does good for that. And there is numerous add-ons. But again, if you are still on 18, stay on 18. There's nothing wrong with it. It's
I'll
not
only comment on add-ons that I've used. And I used like that 5 add-ons.
Yeah.
So stable. And I've known the Asgard Boys for like probably about a year now. Will you say, Chris?
No, I'm the same. I use probably 2.
Get up and talk. I can't talk to you.
You can.
I use probably 2. Yours and
Put yourself up a
ours.
little bit or something. Put a pillow
Hey,
behind you.
he's just a laid back guy.
Hey,
He's
man,
so laid
come
back.
on.
He's so laid back. I'm surprised he's awake.
You know what? You know what it is? I think Noir is a little jealous because he's ran out. He can't be as laid back.
That's right.
So
That's right.
see, this is the first time I've seen him drinking.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm going to start calling C-Man American Q. I don't know if you guys remember Q, but back in the day, he was on this show and he was laying in bed and there was a lava lamp beside him the whole time, and he was talking, and he was just so relaxed.
Oh, he talked. It was almost in slow motion. And we were because it was on the show about Metallic, and we were talking about Metallic. He's like,
"Come on."
He's like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "Yeah, I worked on that. I had that." And he was just, it was just.
He's an awesome
Me
dude.
and Andrew were out there talking, and yeah, you're right, because the camera was over here, the phone, and he was. I don't know if it was a futon or what. And you're right, there was a lava lamp.
Yeah,
that was going, and he's just kicked back like this. Big old beard. He had like lots of wild
he was a
hair.
good-looking dude.
Someone in our group said I sounded like a stoned game show host.
No, a stone. I don't know. When I talk to him, he just sounds very nice and calm.
Guess that means Noir's a stone
for me. Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Oh, that dude's dead, man.
Yeah, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell for thumbs. Hit that bell.
Who was that? He's dead now, isn't he? Apparently.
Yeah. Mitch had that. He had that
Mitch
little.
is
He had that. He had that.
great.
I've been doing this for years, and I cannot get that. Like, subscribe, share, hit that thumbs, get that notification, blah blah blah. I can never get that down, and maybe that's why I'm not 100,000 subscribers. I can never get that. You know, it is what it is. You watch if you watch. If you don't, you don't. So, all right. So we got through everybody. So if we'll go through anybody have anything, raise your hand if you got something to throw out there. If there's something else you guys got going on before we roll out of here, and we'll go to the after show.
No good me raising my hand because you won't see it, Todd.
Oh, okay. You just have to raise your voice.
He got what in his hand?
It said raise your hand if you got anything.
He said he can't because I can't see him. No,
Hey, Blue, behave.
she ain't even drinking.
Seaman can't even raise his legs.
Does Babs make that face when you're doing that?
Yeah, pretty much. Or it's me, TK, and I'm like, damn it, already. Come on, my hand's getting sore.
My arm. What are you waiting for?
It's my birthday next Sunday. If you want to send me like a little gift, I'll be 33 next weekend.
33?
33.
You're a
You
baby.
sure? You sure? 33 is pretty young.
Well, yeah, I was 32 last year.
You sure you're only 33? I was thinking you're like 53.
I was totally thinking 53.
Hey, Todd. Todd, he looks older than us, doesn't he?
I know. I was thinking, damn.
God, what did you?
Look at it come on the show from abuse. What the hell? So, all right. So, all right. So, anything else you want to say, DJ, before I roll on?
No. It's like say everything's fine. Just thanks for letting me jump on, and thanks for everybody showing up. And like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. Ring that bell. We'll see you next week.
That's, yeah. So, anybody else have anything?
No comment.
All right. So, next Wednesday we have the 2 movies, babe. What was that? We had Thunder Force.
Yeah, and Windy City.
Windy Heat. Windy City Heat.
Oh my good Lord, Jesus, Mary.
Windy
Joseph.
City Heat.
Roger.
So Windy City Heat. I didn't ask you. Windy City Heat. And so if you guys are on our Player Pass room, they actually have the Venmo link is in there so you can watch that movie. So Thunder Force and Windy City Heat are the 2 movies we need to watch next Wednesday. Thanks for everyone watching. We'll do the after show. I will actually post a link to this show. So if you want to join the after show, I will post that in my Streaming Matters room. So if you guys have been watching, we're down to 57 people. You're more than welcome to jump on the after show, and we'll just shoot the shit on the after show, because sometimes the after show is better even than the show because we don't care as much. And then you can say whatever you want. Don't worry about that.
Tell people to go fuck themselves. Oh,
yeah,
wait,
we can.
is that live?
No, yeah, you're still live. You're still live. But that's okay. So again, thanks for everyone watching, and massive thanks to all the people that hang with this show every single week. I will do my best if you have a question, but join my Telegram group. It's easier for me to answer questions as it is on the on here, and also subscribe to my Cocoscope, because that's where I'm actually doing any videos to show you stuff. So as always, streaming matters to us because streaming